Hello everyone, how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing very well. Today I'm going to share you my new supply chain project. In this project, I use AI tools to analysis all the data for the supply chain domain. So let's start the project. So let's discuss the technical architecture first. So in this project, we'll get all the data through email, which will have files attached with. So here you can see I have two emails, one for India sales, another one is for USA sales. And when I open the email, I have this kind of file where this file contains aggregate data like order ID, customer ID, order placement date, etc. And the second file contained the order line items. As you can see, we have order ID, order placement date, customer ID, product ID, order quantity, etc. So let's talk about the architecture. So we have our email and we have few files attached to it in the email. Then we'll be using N8N for the automation, and this tool is basically an AI agentic automation tool. So we can configure it to monitor our email inboxes, and then we can inject our data to the Postgress database. And with the Postgress database, we can attach the Quadratic AI spreadsheet, which can help us to analysis all the things automatically by just giving some prompt. So in the architecture, it is clear that we'll have our email inboxes where we'll be able to get all the files for the data analysis purpose. Then we'll use N8N and AI agentic automation tools to collect all the data. Then we'll configure it with Postgres database, and with Postgres database we can connect the Quadratic spreadsheet. It is an AI inbuilt spreadsheet where we'll do all the analysis by just giving some prompt. So this is what happened in the industry, where some business insights, some information will come through the email inboxes. Then we can extract all the data from inboxes to an AI agentic automation tool. Then we can connect the database. Then from the database, we can connect an AI tool to done all the analysis automatically. So talking about N8N, so here you can see N8N. Nowadays, it is getting very popular. So we have to go to the N8N website and we need to create an account to access all the use cases. So here we have to go to the create workflow, and in that workflow, we have to add the first step. And this first step is to monitor our Gmail inboxes, and from Gmail to on message received. So here, whenever we received a message into our Gmail account, we want to trigger this automation workflow. So in our case, it will be triggered whenever a new message will come to our inboxes. Here we have to set up our Gmail inbox, then add it. Then you can select the mode for every minute, so that this automation tool will fetch the data from the email box in every minute. So in the filter section, we will select level or the IDs. So in the label names or ID section, we have to select inbox, and in the search section we have to mention the subject from where we want to get all the data. So in our cases, the subject line is daily sales, so you have to mention that. And in the option section, you can see we have the options to download all the attachment. We'll turn on the option. Once we have done with that, then we can fetch the test event to see that if it is correctly working or not, and see it is working fine. So guys, now first step is done. So the next step is to extract the data. So we'll choose the extract from file options from the next step. So we'll choose extract from CSV. So here we have to provide the information of the attachment. So we have aggregate data over here, and we want to first process this particular file, which is our aggregate file. Till now we have our Gmail inboxes, and we have done with the part of extracted the data from the file. So the next step is to get the data and inject it to the Postgres. So here we have to search for Postgres and select the option insert rows and tables, and now we have to connect it with our Postgres account. Then we have to go to supabase.com and need to log in with the credentials. So Supabase is a way to host our Postgres database on cloud. So we can run the Postgres database on local machine, but this allow us to run it on a cloud. So in the Supabase, we have to go to the dashboard. Then we need to create our organization, and in the organization we need to create a project, and in the project section we need to create tables. So Code Basics Teams is already provided all the CSV files. So these are the files you can see I have imported. So we have 2 fact table and 3 dim table. So in short, fact tables contain your transactions, and dimensions tables contain your dimensions like customers. The information that doesn't change in a very certain moment. So customer names, customer IDs, etc. Now to get the connection string, we have to click on the connect option, and in the session pooler we'll have all the credential like host, port, database, users, etc. And we have to enter all the information in the Postgres account like host, database, users to connect the Postgres account to Supabase, and that's it. Once we save that, it will create a connection to our Postgres database. Once we are done with that, we'll have the Postgres account, and this is the insert operation. Let's say we want to extract data from the fact orders table. See, we are looking into our first attachment. So our first attachment is the fact aggregate data. So we are injecting this data into facts order aggregate. And here we need to do this mapping. We have to drag and drop all the section to their matches accordingly. So let's say order ID will be goes to order ID, customer ID will be goes to customer ID, order placement date will be goes to the order placement date. So once we are done with that, so okay, this flow is good enough. So now we need to map the other file. So remember, we have two files. The second file is our order line items. So again, we have to repeat the same things. We have to extract from CSV, and then we have to connect. Then we have to select the second attachment. Then we need to test setup, then go back to canvas. Then again we have to add our Postgres database. This is the same thing, guys. We are just repeating the same thing for the second file. And now we have to choose our file. Like in our case, the file name is order line, fact order line. Then we have to map this field like the same we have already done. So now back to the canvas, and here you can test the workflow. So if we click on the test workflow, so it will test both the workflows. Like it will from Gmail trigger to extract file, then extract file to Postgres database. So it will do the things for both the files. So now let's analyze this data through Quadratic. So first of all, let me tell you, Quadratic is a AI spreadsheet where you can do all the analysis for our project by just giving some awesome prompt. So once we'll go to the Quadratic websites, then we need to create our account over here. Here you can see that it is clearly mentioned it is a AI powered spreadsheet. Here we can chat with our data and get the insight in seconds. So once we are done with the credentials, we have to click on the new file. Then we have to connect this to our Postgres database. Now we have to give a name to the connection. We can give any name over here, and then we need to choose host name, port number, database name, username and password. So once we are done with the connection build process, then we have to just click on it, and we'll be able to see that it is pulling all the data set like dim customers, dim product, fact order line, etc. Even though we can also write query, by the way. So now let's pull all the data from our dim customer table to Quadratic. So let's say we have created this file and we named it as a dim customer, and then we have to select dim customer from the schema, and then we have to click on the query selected table to fetch the data, and see it will pull all the data. Here you can see it is limiting the data to 100 rows. If we have a bigger data set, so we can remove the limit section to get the complete data set. Then we have to create the second one, which is dim product, and similarly we have to do the same process for all the files that we have. Whenever we are doing some kind of analysis like this, we need to have a date table, a table which has all the dates with some extra columns like month, year, quarter, etc. So while practicing data analysis, I understand the importance of a dim date table. So I'm going to create this dim date table, and the good news is that with the AI, we just have to give a prompt over here, and this AI will create the table for us. By the way, all the prompts are given by the Codebasics team, guys, and also you can learn the project from YouTube channel. It is absolutely free, provided by Codebasics team. And also when we are giving the prompt, we have to make sure that we have to create the table first, and then we have to select the table, so that this AI engine can create the table on that particular sheet. So once we run the prompt, you can see the output over here. So this AI engine using Python language to do all the analysis. So here you can see with just giving a prompt, we have date table with date, year, month, day name, month name, and etc. So isn't it cool? Now we'll create a exchange rate sheet. This sheet will create a conversion rate that will give us some real-time exchange rate. To do that, we'll definitely use a different website, and we'll use their API to get converted price like USD to INR, and this required because later on we'll perform some analysis based on the conversion price and rate. So here we have openexchange.org website. So we need to create an account over here, and here we'll have the app ID, and we need this app ID, and in Quadratic we have to use a prompt along with the app ID. So here you can see the prompt, create an exchange rate table for the time period, and we have mentioned all the time period, and then we attach the source with the app ID. So once we run that prompt, you can see we have the table with the date and USD to INR rate. Then we need to create a fact summary table with prompt. So here again we will just copy and paste the prompt to the AI engine. So again we have to create a new sheet and need to call the sheet as a fact summary. So then we just need to copy paste the prompt over here in the quadratic spreadsheet, and boom, it will create a fact summary table for us. So what does it mean about the fact summary table? So here we have merged all the table dim and fact tables to get a decentralized table where we have all the information about which contains all the columns, like the dim product ID, product name, customer ID, customer name, and etc. Where we remove all the null IDs, convert IDs to integers, convert dates to date times, etc. Okay, so now let's create a KPIs for this project. So here I have a prompt and I'll create a KPIs. So in this prompt we'll be asked to the quadratic sheet to create the KPIs for total order lines, fill rate, volume fill rate, total orders, on time delivery, in full time delivery, on time in full delivery percentage, etc. As we have the fact summary table, you can ask the AI engine to create the KPIs for us. So to do that, we have to create a new sheet and we have to call it KPIs. Then we need to paste the prompt and this quadratic sheet is able to perform all the KPIs. Here you can see we have KPIs and their value. So you can see the total order number of lines. We have 24,530. The line fill rate percentage is 63.3%. Total order line. The on time delivery percentage, in full time delivery percentage, etc. Here also we can do some others prompt like show me monthly on time performance by cities, or else we can ask show me top 5 customers based on the order value and their on time in full percentage, etc. And I want to also add the customer name, customer ID, city in the table. So let's see what it provides. So here you can see that we have all the customer ID, customer name, city, total order ID, on time in full percentage, and on time percentage. Also guys, while doing this project, I was assigned to perform some exercise like quantify the revenue loss attributed to the undelivered orders. Secondly, identify the customer with most significant on time and in full discrepancies. Third, we need to determine the product categories that exhaust the low in full delivery rate. Fourth, we need to calculate the average delay times for late deliveries. I perform all the analysis by just giving the prompts in the quadratic sheet. Here you can see all the details. So yes guys, this was all about the project. For me, it was a very starting project doing analysis with AI. So here I got to know about how we can connect the Gmail with N8N. Then we can connect the database like Postgress. Then we can connect the database with cloud like Supabase. Then we can connect all the data set. Then we can use quadratic spreadsheet to perform all the analysis through AI. Now we can give some prompt and we'll have all the analysis according to our needs. If we need to change anything, we can change, update and manipulate the code according to our needs. This is all about a data analysis using AI tools, Quadratic, N8N, and this project was from the domain of supply chain analytics. I hope I have explained all the things whichever I learned today. So do let me know in the comment section what you understand, what you don't understand. This really motivates me to improve myself. So thank you guys, and definitely I'll get back to you very soon with the next project. Till then, bye. Thank you.